Ladies and gentlemen, tech-savvy business enthusiasts, and e-commerce curious folks, welcome to our virtual gathering of the digital minds. My name is Jen Pange of Ingredients Online, and I will be your host for today. Today, we're diving headfirst into the buzzing world of B2B e-commerce. And trust me, you won't regret signing up. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Why should B2B companies sell online when they've been doing just fine without it? Well, that's what we're here to unpack. Think of this webinar as your personal tour guide to the future of business sales. And hey, it's 2024, the era of e-everything. We're not here to bore you with jargons and pie charts. This is a no-tie, no-bull webinar. So grab your coffee, put on your comfiest pajamas, no judgment here, and let's embark on a digital adventure. Over the next 30 minutes, we're going to dive into how the B2B world has changed since the pandemic. We're going to break down the barriers that might be holding your company back from taking the online plunge. We'll even sprinkle in some hard-earned tips and tricks. So whether you're an established factory or a business newbie, by the end of this, you'll be shouting, "Sign me up for B2B e-commerce." Joining us as speakers today will be Chris Cortez and Cassandra Verboa. To our participants, we hope that today's webinar will be an informative and engaging session for everyone. To facilitate this, we'd like to quickly remind you of our house rules. First, upon entering this webinar, your mic and camera are automatically turned off. Second, feel free to add your questions in the Q&A icon at the lower panel here on Zoom. This will help our team address your questions quickly. We'll also have time to take up some of your questions live. Keep the discussion professional and respectful. Avoid offensive language or behavior. Rude behavior will not be tolerated in this session. So, without further ado, let's get this digital party started. Our first speaker is Chris Cortez, Director of E-commerce for Ingredients Online. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Jen, and thank you everyone for joining us today. So first things first, let's get the why out of the way. We did say that we wouldn't bore you with pie charts, but I lied just a little. I did add a couple charts, but I won't go into too much detail and will provide relevant links to sources from McKinsey & Company as well as Gartner, so you can study them for yourself. And if you don't already know, these are some of the major think tanks of the corporate world. Okay, so the answer is quite simple, actually. Selling online, even in the B2B space, is important because the world has entered the digital era. This means that buyers are demanding for touchless, efficient, and transparent digital solutions. This evolved from necessity during the pandemic to preference in the post-COVID world. But let's be honest, buyers have been demanding for a more direct consumer-like purchasing experience for years before the pandemic. It just never seemed possible because of the reported complexities of a B2B sale. So let's take a look at some of the stats. And just as a quick reminder, the links to those sources will be made available to you after the webinar. Okay, here we go. Stat number one, a Gartner sales survey finds that 83% of B2B buyers prefer ordering or paying through digital commerce. That's a whopping 83%. There's clearly been a paradigm shift in how people think about purchasing, and we all need to accept that buying preferences have permanently changed. According to Gartner, only 24% of B2B buyers in primarily sales rep-led purchases completed a high-quality deal, versus 65% of B2B buyers who self-navigated the process instead. The proof is in the pudding. Stat number two, 35% of B2B decision makers are willing to spend up to $500,000 on a single online transaction. You know, previously the predominant belief was that online business models catered to small and medium-sized customers, and B2B companies shunned e-commerce over concerns about channel conflict. You know, in fact, 38% of respondents in a McKinsey survey said it was the biggest reason they avoided selling online. But the percentage of decision makers that are willing to spend big on online transactions is now drastically increasing, and these antiquated beliefs are quickly eroding. Stat number three, a Gartner report predicts that by 2025, 80% of B2B sales interactions between suppliers and buyers will occur in digital channels. Okay, the reality here is that there's a millennial and Gen Z workforce that is quickly maturing into key decision-making positions. And this workforce craves omni-channel experiences. We need to be ready to sell to customers the way they want to be sold to. And in today's world, the buyers want to do it themselves. All we have to do is give them the tools to do it. And these are just some of the reasons why you should really be thinking about a digital-first sales strategy. Listen, the moral of the story here is that buyers have made up their minds. The masses have spoken. If you haven't at least considered implementing an online sales channel, well, you're risking getting left in the dust by your competitors. So how do you get started? I can appreciate that at first glance, it may seem like there is a mountain of challenges that can foil your plans. But the recipe for online selling from our humble experience follows some core tenets. Okay, 1, find a way to generate and enrich leads. I'm not talking about pen and paper here. To get the kind of lead database that really scales to your needs, you need something intelligent, accurate, and automated. Then you need a CRM to manage and enrich those leads. I won't get into the nitty-gritty, but there are tons of amazing tools on the web to address all your lead needs. Number 2, create a buyer persona and track their journey through life cycle stages, from a cold lead to an evangelist, someone who will buy from your site, then rave to everyone else about how easy, seamless, and transparent their purchasing experience was. Let's be honest, if you hear, wow, that was just like buying from Amazon, you've probably done something right. Number 3, take advantage of the power of digital marketing and combine it with a tech-savvy sales force. In today's world, the internet is oversaturated with content thanks to the onset of generative AI, DIY e-commerce platforms, and yellow page online listings. With your marketing, your PPC, SEO, social media, and email marketing strategies need to stand out and become hyper-personalized. In addition, your sales reps need to be trained or retrained to funnel prospects into a seller-free buying experience. It's no longer a sales rep's job just to close deals. They need to become even more intimately familiar with a customer's needs and purchasing behaviors to help buyers sift through the salad bowl of content that's out there. Okay, last, but certainly not least, you need to develop an e-commerce experience that replicates and rivals the D2C online buying experience. This includes an impeccable search that enables your buyers to quickly get to the products they're looking for, a checkout experience that's as easy as clicking add to cart and purchase, and a ton of other features that are designed to add convenience and transparency to product listings. Okay, let's take a moment to soak that all in. Seems easy, right? Yeah, probably easier said than done. Luckily, okay, and here's where I get a little bit salesy. We've packaged all this into a single solution. Sell on ingredients online. Okay, I'm going to break it down for you once more, but I'll keep it really simple. Ingredients Online has been developing a database of high quality leads for years, and we've invested into and applied technology that keeps our leads high quality. I'm talking about over 50,000 decision makers in R&D, QC, C-level, and procurement fields, you name it. And beyond that, we are constantly generating new leads through sophisticated marketing channels. You would have all of these potential customers at your fingertips, and depending on the selling program that you enlist in, could even own the leads directly. We've done the legwork in developing multiple buyer personas in lifecycle stages. This allows us to hit them where it hurts, so to speak. Hyper-targeting, hyper-personalization, it's really all the name of the game, and we've got you covered here. Digital marketing is our not so secret weapon. I know that digital marketing can seem daunting, but again, we've done the work for you here. We're optimized for search visibility, precision targeting, and multi-channel user engagement. To top it off, our sales reps are e-commerce experts trained to guide potential customers through the transition to online buying. Lastly, and what we're most passionate about, is user experience. We pride ourselves on a platform that's transparent, intuitive, and gives users what they're demanding for: a seller-free, self-navigation, transaction-focused marketplace. Purchasing agents no longer have to submit 20 quotes to 20 different suppliers, then play the waiting game over and over and over again. Okay, so there you have it. We've unpacked the driving factors for why you need to be online and why you need to be online today. And we've shared a little of what it takes to sell online. To be frank, it's almost too late. Almost. I can guarantee your competitors are thinking about online selling strategies and will be up and running by 2025. Now, you can invest all this money in e-commerce platforms that aren't tailored to your business, hire developers to customize something expensive with a high learning curve, or you can let Ingredients Online help you take the plunge into the world of B2B e-commerce. We're here for you. You just need to take that step.
Thank you so much, Chris. That was really so insightful.
Yeah.
We do have time to take up some questions before we proceed to the second talk. Here's a question from one of our participants. How do you qualify sellers and buyers at Ingredients Online?
Yeah, great question. So we prioritize quality and transparency. So our sellers undergo a self-audit factory qualification process. Our quality control department reviews your submitted questionnaires and certifications, and from there, we'll get you onboarded.
Wow. And here's another follow-up question. What types of users will be viewing their product listings on the site?
Yeah, that's another great question. We have all sorts of users from R&D, purchasing, procurement, QC, and we vet them to make sure that they are finished good manufacturers or the contract manufacturers for those brands. We really want to make sure that the people viewing your listings are super high quality and they're ready to purchase.
Oh, I would love to sign up for that. Thanks, Chris. To our participants, you may continue to put your questions in the Q&A board here on Zoom. You can look for that at the lower panel. We'll have more time to take up some of them live later. And so, as a bonus today, we have also invited our Seller Solutions Manager, Cassandra Borboa, to give you a peek under the hood of our seller portal. This is homegrown IP that enables sellers to take control of their online listings and become a true marketplace seller. Okay, I'll let Cassandra take it away. Hi, Cassandra.
Hi, Jen. Thank you. So as Jen mentioned, I'm here to give you a little sneak peek into what I'm most passionate about, our seller portal and the power it gives our sellers to succeed. Let's start with the dashboard. We've designed this to be an intuitive, task-based system. You really don't have to put too much thought into it, as the system will notify you on what you need to do. From the dashboard, you can monitor many aspects of your account, such as sales on a high level, review your performance score, complete with suggestions on how to improve, and address other tasks such as publishing a product listing, updating product certifications, or even finalizing a shipment to one of our fulfillment centers. Next, on the products module, you can manage your product catalog as well as your inventory. The catalog section makes it really easy to manage your web listings. For every listing, you can add information such as product name, description, and form, and you can even answer some industry standard FAQs. Select the proper classifications and set up pricing. If you want to mitigate back and forth negotiations, you can even set up tiered pricing for volume discounts or schedule a future promotion. In the inventory control, you can review your real-time inventory, as well as create shipments to one of our fulfillment centers. Over in our document library, you can see all your current uploaded docs and certifications, and you can manage these in different ways. You can upload new documents or review and update your existing documents. Once submitted, one of our QC specialists will review, and if approved, it will be available for buyers to view or download on Ingredients Online. It's critical that this library is maintained to ensure your documents are up to date and represent your products accurately. In our order section, you can review your sales report, manage returns, and depending on your selling program, manage your fulfillments directly. The sales report contains valuable data such as customer ID, products sold, and total order values. The report can be sorted using various filters. You can search for a specific order, or you can download the data to slice and dice it however you like. Finally, and this is everyone's favorite section, the analytic page. This section gives you a deep insight on many aspects of your selling performance. You can review charts such as product page views, price and sales trends, inventory shipment trends, and my personal favorite, the order distribution heat map. This graph displays your order fulfillments throughout the US. The dark blue states indicate that you have a higher concentration of orders being shipped there. And that's a bird's-eye view of our seller portal. There are many other features and self-management tools to take advantage of that I didn't cover. Things like managing your storefront or subscribing to one of our many digital marketing campaigns. We really wanted to design a portal that would enable sellers to take control of their listings without the hassles of programming or requiring any specialized skills, except having to click once or twice. I look forward to working more closely with hopefully most of you and getting a chance to further dive into the seller portal and its capabilities.
Thank you so much, Cassandra. That is really very interesting. Before we wrap up today's webinar, we want to remind you that your questions are not only welcome, but they are also highly encouraged. We've had a fantastic discussion so far, and now it's your chance to steer the conversation. With that, I'm going to switch gears to our Q&A session. So let me welcome back into the platform, Chris and also Cassandra. Hi, guys.
Hi.
We do have some questions from our participants. I'd like to ask this question from Dawn. Dawn asks, what are the markets your ingredients go into?
Cassandra, I'll go ahead and let you take that one.
Sorry, can you repeat the question, Jen?
Sure. What are the markets your ingredients go into? Is it pharma, animal nutrition, food, or cosmetics?
Great question. So we have different applications and categories that your product can fall under. We're definitely trying to market to a wide base of customers, right? So we definitely have cosmetics, food and beverage. We concentrate on nutraceuticals as well. We're even diving into the realm of like pet food and things like that.
And just to follow up to that, like what are some of the ways that you market these products?
Yeah, I'll take that one. So we have a multi-pronged approach to marketing. We really want to, again, I mentioned before, we've developed buyer personas. So we've really enabled ourselves to do some hyper targeting. We take prospective leads from lead to prospect to customer, and depending on what stage they are in their life cycle, we'll hit them with things like SEO, that's search engine optimization, pay-per-click, email campaigns, social media as well. And we're really able to not just send blanket blasts. We can do these with hyper targeting and hyper personalization as well.
Oh, wow. I would really love to see like how that happens and also experience selling, right? So here's another question. What if I want to sell my products to my own customer outside of the website? Is that possible?
So we definitely encourage you to register your customers on the platform. There is a discount if you recommend your products, your customers over to our website. And you also are given the capabilities to receive your inventory from our warehouse as well. You're still the owner of your product, so you will have access to it.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off of that a little bit, I think what we've really developed is a website that's full of convenience, and so that it takes the seller out of the experience. So there's a lot of value added here for the buyers. You can absolutely enlist into selling programs that allow you to sell directly to customers, just kind of depending on your business needs. But again, we've kind of built a platform here that's very D2C ready, very D2C facing. Consumers love it. You can check our reviews section on the website, and yeah.
Thank you so much, Chris and Cassandra. Maybe we can take this one last question before we wrap up. So maybe this is for Cassandra, or feel free to jump in, Chris, as well. How does the order fulfillment work?
Yeah, so this is for our dropship program. We give the sellers the direct order details, including the products, the quantity, the amount sold, right? They're going to get the ship to address, and through the seller system, we're asking you to update all the details like your badge, upload your certificate of analysis. They'll enter their carrier information and ship directly to the seller. the customer, sorry, and the system's going to update the statuses. This is going to sync directly to our customers as well. They're going to receive updates on the status of their order, including the tracking information.
Wow, I would actually love to get my hands into it and sign up for that. Thank you so much, Chris, and also Cassandra. And thank you all for joining us today for this eye-opening webinar on why B2B companies should embrace online selling. It's been an incredible journey diving into the digital realm of business, and we hope that our participants actually gained some valuable insights. As a next step, you may scan the QR codes to check out some of the resources, research, and the surveys that were presented earlier. And you can also scan the QR code at the very bottom to start your selling journey on ingredients online. As we've seen, the pandemic has dramatically reshaped the B2B sales landscape, pushing us all to rethink our strategies. This shift from traditional methods to online selling is undeniable, and the statistics we've shared make it crystal clear that buyers are flocking to digital marketplaces. We've also shown you that getting started with online selling, it doesn't have to be daunting. It's actually an exciting opportunity waiting to be explored, and we're here to guide you every step of the way. At Ingredients Online, we're not just talking the talk, we're walking the walk. We've demonstrated how our platform can empower your business to thrive in the online marketplace. Thank you so much, everyone, and we hope to see you in our next webinar.
Just quickly adding that if you've posted some questions that we haven't gotten to, our moderators will be here to answer some additional questions. So please feel free to stay as long as you like to get some of your questions answered. And if we don't get to it, we'll definitely send some follow-ups to you after. But again, if you click that bottom link, Start Selling Now, we'll connect you directly with a rep and we'll get the conversation going. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.